This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services.
Some people dream about the opportunities to retire early. But if that is a goal of yours, then there are certain ages, milestones that you need to know about and what happens at those milestones before you jump into early retirement. So, Abe, talk to us about what those ages that people need to know about are.
That is true. If you want to retire early, there are 6 ages that you need to know about and what happens at each one, starting with the age of 55. So at age 55, you have what's called the rule of 55. Normally, if you take money out of a 401k before 59 and a half, the IRS is going to hit you with a penalty. But with the rule of 55, you can tap into your last employer's 401k without penalty if you leave your job in the year you turn 55 or later, giving those people who retire earlier than 59 and a half the opportunity to access a plan like that without the typical penalty. You will still pay ordinary income tax, right? If that account is pre-tax, which most 401ks are. Key catch: it only works for the 401k from the job you just left, not IRAs, not old jobs, just the plan in which you just left, the company in which you just left's plan. Next age, number 2, age 59 and a half. This is where the penalty wall typically comes down. At age 59 and a half, the IRS stops charging the 10% early withdrawal penalty on 401ks, traditional IRAs, TSPs, 403bs, SEP IRAs, there's tons of accounts like these, even Roth IRAs, where the earnings will still be taxable if rules aren't met. Taxes still apply to pre-tax accounts. Remember, there's no penalty to access the dollars now because you're of age, right, is what the IRS says. But remember, if you have a pre-taxed account, all those withdrawals will come out at ordinary income tax, but the penalties end. Number 3, the third age to be aware of is age 62. And for most people, this is the first year in which you can start your Social Security benefits. Now, you need to know a lot of the ins and outs, right? Because there's a lot of rules when it comes to Social Security. You need to know the pros and cons of claiming at different ages. But you can start claiming your Social Security benefit as early as age 62. Widowers can even start at age 60. But if you started at 62, obviously, versus 66 or 70, the benefits are reduced because you've taken them early. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong to take benefits at 62. It could be right for you. In fact, we do have clients taking benefits early, and we have clients taking benefits in their mid-60s and at 70, right? It really just depends on your, what's going on in your life and if you need the income or want the income. If you do take benefits early, though, it can be up to 30% less of a check and benefit than actually waiting until your later 60s or 70s. And remember that reduction lasts for life. So there are pros and cons of taking benefits early in your mid-60s or at 70. So for early retirees, it's really important to understand how Social Security can affect your long-term income. That decision is going to affect you for the rest of your life. So the fourth age 65, this is where Medicare begins. Medicare eligibility starts at age 65, dramatically reducing out-of-pocket healthcare costs. Before 65 years old, retirees may rely on ACA plans, COBRA, or maybe their spouse's coverage. Healthcare is often the number one early retirement expense, and we still find clients being surprised as to how much healthcare will cost them, especially if you have a kid that's still on your healthcare plan. I just saw this the other day. The premiums can be really expensive, and you want to plan for this and obviously plan for healthcare costs down the road too. Many early retirement plans are really about bridging to Medicare, not stopping work forever. Number 5, the fifth age 67. This is where we actually hit, for most people, full retirement age for Social Security. For anyone born 1960 or later, 67 is your full retirement age, or they call it FRA. You'll receive 100% of your Social Security benefit at that time without a discount. Prior to 67, if you're working and you produce a wage over a certain income threshold, it's about $24,000, then parts of your benefit check can be withheld. But at age 67 or whatever full retirement age is for you, you can collect your entire check without anything being withheld. No earnings penalty if you're still working. In other words, you can make $1 million, be age 67, and receive your total check. It might be $3,000 or $4,000 at that time. Claiming at full retirement age, typically age 66 and a half or 67 for most people now, avoids reductions and preserves survivor benefits for spouses. Finally, number 6, age 70, the maximum age for Social Security. Now, we don't have a lot of people waiting until 70, but it could be right for you to wait till 70. And basically, you want to live long. And the longer you live, the more money you receive over your lifetime. And the larger that benefit check is at 70 because you waited and because you got about an 8% benefit increase from age 67 or your full retirement age to 70 by waiting. So delaying Social Security beyond full retirement age increases your benefits, increases your benefit check. Obviously, at 70, that's the maximum benefit anyone can receive. So you're basically forced to start receiving your check at that time. And you definitely want to start collecting at that time, too, because we're not going to live forever. So this could be best for people that live a long time, plan on living a long time, have family that lives a long time. You've got strong assets, so you don't really need income from anywhere else, and you have the ability, the luxury to be able to defer and delay Social Security. Or for younger spouses, really looking out if you have a younger spouse for that legacy benefit, that survivor benefit that would go to your spouse should you pass away first. So in closing, quick summary of these key ages. From 55 to 59 and a half, we have the rule of 55, which can replace income during those ages if you need it or want it. Age 59 and a half, penalties end from accounts like 401ks, TSPs, 403bs. Age 62, Social Security benefits become available for the first time for most people. Age 65, Medicare eligibility starts. Finally, from 67 to 70, that is most people's Social Security optimization window. I'm not saying it's wrong to start benefits early, but a lot of people start during those ages. If you're wondering whether you should retire early and what's all involved with retiring early, maybe when to start Social Security and questions about Medicare and things like that, reach out to us. We can run the numbers and show you what your options are. Just go to theretirementkey.com or click the link posted here below.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abich. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com. And join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. Abish Financial Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor with the SEC. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training, and the content of this communication has not been approved or verified by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or by any state securities authority. The information contained in this material is intended to provide general information about Abish Financial Wealth Management and its services. It is not intended to offer investment advice. Investment advice will only be given after a client engages our services by executing the appropriate investment services agreement. Information regarding investment products and services are provided solely to read about our investment philosophy and our strategies.